The name Oppenheimer is fresh on our minds after last summer's hit film about the father of the atomic bomb. J. Robert Oppenheimer famously said this about his work.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that.
Well, now, years later, his grandson is warning about other existential threats. Charles Oppenheimer signed an open letter from the Future of Life Institute, and it says, the world is in grave danger. The impact of these threats is already being seen: a rapidly changing climate, pandemic that killed millions and cost trillions, wars in which the use of nuclear weapons has been openly raised. There could be worse to come. Some of these threats jeopardize the very existence of life on Earth. We do not yet know how significant the emerging risks associated with artificial intelligence will be, but we are at a precipice. Charles Oppenheimer joins me now from Santa Fe. Charles, great to have you on. Such a pleasure to see you. We are at a precipice. This is the letter that you're a co-signatory of. In an increasingly fragmented world, do you believe that leaders can come together and unite that frankly don't often see eye to eye to make good on these warnings?
Yes, I have great hope for that, actually. The parts of the letter that called out to me was the advice from our elders and our ancestors that the path to greater cooperation is the only chance that we have for dealing with these existential threats. And, you know, it's difficult in today's world for people to believe that. You hear about all the bad news and the difficulties, but I actually do think that there's a great hope, and it's our only hope, of greater cooperation to deal with any potential threat.
Yeah, and we've proven it before. We can see coordinated action, especially when there's a global threat like the pandemic, for example. But, you know, in the letter, it mentions AI, climate change, nuclear weapons. What is worrying you the most in terms of what the biggest threat is right now?
Well, with the family history and fission, that's kind of top of mind. And I really believe that the introduction of fission to the world in July 16th, 1945 was a precipice, a marking in mankind. My grandfather said that in such terms. He said that the world has changed. Right before that quote that you played, that's what he thought about it, that it had changed things in the sense that we have this shared existential risk through the power of our technology, and also an opportunity is what he saw at the time. And for him and scientists like Niels Bohr, Einstein, statesmen like Henry Stimson, they believed that we could get together at that time and say, well, it's obvious we can't have wars and conflict in the same way. We could get together and manage this risk together in a way that would prevent an arms race. Now, it's obvious that didn't happen in the way that sorry.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And actually, I'm, you know, speaking to what your grandfather had experienced and said, you know, and frankly, he's been under the spotlight because of the film last year. He also became an advocate for nuclear disarmament, frankly, post the production of the atom bomb. And there is this thinking, right, that you can use science and it can be a key for good and also open up the bad as well. And then you've got two options, you've got two roads to look at right now. But how do you feel when you hear global leaders using the word nuclear weapons as a possibility for war? Does that unnerve you?
Yes, it's deeply disturbing, and it's the worst possible outcome. Not only the threat of it, but also our inability to talk together. I think what we should be doing is having every inroad, even in the most difficult times, with the hardest allies, to cause more dialogue to happen about these threats and the opportunities. I've become a big proponent of nuclear energy. Speaking to your last segment, when we don't have enough energy in the world, we can use the exact same science for the benefit of all mankind, and even use these hardest technological changes to force us to talk together. It's those times where we're not talking and we think that there's value in reducing dialogue that escalates danger. Yeah.
Well, Charles Oppenheimer, there's never enough time to speak to you. Thank you so much, and I invite you back on the show soon. Thank you so much. Great to have you on.